Hi, Robert. How did you get into astrology?
I've told this story a lot, actually. My father got me into it. He was using it to forecast the stock market, and that got me interested in it in general.
Excellent. How has astrology impacted your life, both personally and as a career?
Well, mainly it is my life and my career. I guess that's the simplest answer. Hugely. I don't, however, for the most part, plan my life by it. I more like study it as a discipline and as a way of helping people to some extent. But most importantly for me, it's that it teaches me that the universe is not wired the way we were taught it was wired in school. The universe is infinitely weirder than they would have us believe.
What would you say to the historian or the scientist who just immediately says astrology is bunk, like Carl Sagan said? The skeptics.
What I have to say to the skeptics is that it is not wise to take a position on something you haven't personally experienced. And that historically speaking, I would say to the historian, astrology was not disproven, rather it was rejected because of its association with radical political views and religious views. This is well documented. And if the historian doesn't believe it, the historian is undereducated.
What is your focus in astrology? You get all these different kind of astrologers. Obviously, medieval astrology comes to mind?
Medieval astrology is the area I primarily work with because of all of the older traditions. It's the one that survives in the most complete shape, and it's actually the ancestor of modern astrology anyway. You turn modern astrology into medieval by basically increasing its scope, increasing its technical apparatus, and making a few changes like rulerships. But modern astrology in the West is basically a simplified medieval astrology, very simplified medieval astrology.
Yeah, after 12 years of using the modern rulerships, I went back to the traditionals myself, and the porphyry houses, and I keep my eye on the whole sign houses too, as you do.
Well, that's what happened. I started drawing my chart so I could look at the houses both ways, and consistently I found the whole sign gave me the right answer, and the other one, when they diverged, and the other one didn't.
Mm-hmm. How would you define astrology?
Well, there are two ways of defining it. The broad definition is the study of interactions between celestial phenomena and terrestrial events in human life, using ideas and methods that cannot be readily explained scientifically, like the tides are not astrological. Incorporating symbolism of a mythic type, that's the broad definition. The narrower definition is using that body of ideas to apply to horoscopes or birth charts or event charts. That's horoscopic astrology, and it's that form of astrology that was invented, discovered, whatever, in the Middle East. But the other kind, which just studies the interactions overall, has been invented by just about every people in history at some point, even the Native Americans.